And thanks for joining this extended stream of This Is Now. I'm Dylan Ancheta in the H&N Digital Center. We're continuing our coverage of the breaking news that we learned of within the last hour and a half. A grand jury in New York City has voted to indict former President Donald Trump. Now, of course, this is a monumental move, as this is the first time criminal charges have ever been pursued against a former U.S. president. We just got this new report from our NBC affiliate, Alice Barr. Take a listen.
Good evening. 3 sources are confirming to NBC News that a grand jury in New York has indicted former President Trump. At this point, the indictment is still under seal. Important to remember that grand juries operate in secret by design. So until that document is unsealed, we don't know exactly what he has been charged with. What we do know is that the charge or charges all stem from a hush money investigation that Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg has been leading, and this all relates to adult film star Stormy Daniels, that she was paid hush money during the 2016 presidential campaign. Daniels claims she had an affair with Mr. Trump a decade earlier in 2006, though he has repeatedly denied that claim. 2 sources also telling NBC News the former president's attorneys have been notified of his indictment. At this point, it is not clear when he would actually turn himself in and exactly what that process would look like. Whether we're going to see a mugshot, the kind of the steps that are going to take place once he has a chance to surrender to authorities in New York. Mr. Trump's former attorney and fixer, Michael Cohen, testified about the hush money scheme to the grand jury. And he said in a statement today, quote, "I do take solace in validating the adage that no one is above the law, not even a former president." And this will be the first ever criminal case against a former president. Mr. Trump, of course, has repeatedly called this politically motivated. He has slammed this entire investigation from the start. He's also called Michael Cohen, who's really at the heart of this prosecution here. He has called him a liar. And we have to remember this all comes in the context that former President Trump has announced he is running for president again in 2024. Polls show that he is the Republican frontrunner, and certainly this is going to loom large as we head into that election season. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Alice, for that report. Once again, these details are just emerging. We learned of it a short time ago. I can tell you a little bit more insight into that report that you just saw there. Former President Trump was expected to surrender to authorities next week, though the details are still being worked out, according to a person who's familiar with the matter. In bringing the charges, the Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg is embracing an unusual case that had been investigated by 2 previous sets of prosecutors, both of which declined to take the politically explosive step of seeking Trump's indictment. So there's a lot going on here, and as I mentioned previously in This Is Now, we are gathering some new reaction from lawmakers, including Hawaii Representative Jill Tokuda, who is in Washington, D.C. Today, Representative Tokuda issued the following statement saying, quote, "The rule of law is pillar of any democracy, and that means that no one, including former presidents, are above the law. The indictment of a former president is unprecedented in our nation's history, yet so is the harm that Trump caused the country and to the office of the president. I have faith in our legal system and our courts to hear this case fairly and deliver justice." Again, that was a direct quote and a statement from Hawaii's Representative Jill Tokuda. Now, a short time ago, Senator Ted Cruz also tweeted out his statement saying, quote, the Democrat Party's hatred for Donald Trump knows no bounds. The substance of this political persecution is utter garbage. This is completely unprecedented and is a catastrophic escalation in the weaponization of the justice system. So again, the big news of the day there, former President Donald Trump has been indicted by a New York grand jury. And in fact, take a live look right here. This is a look in New York City where all of the action is going down. This is the District Attorney General General's Office, County of New York. This has been the hot shot, so to speak, of a lot of this investigation building up to today's indictment. This is a live look provided by one of our affiliates there. So we are still working to gather more information. We've reached out to the Hawaii Republican Party to see if they want to weigh in on that, and we are still awaiting a response from them.